Back to the Budget Cut Podcast, brought to you by DopeContent.com. We are live here in Garland, Texas, talking to two legends. They don't need any introduction. I mean, you've seen them in every company. These guys have been killing it. They are the current TNA Tag Team Champions right now. It is the legendary Matt and Jeff Hardy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate that very warm introduction. And I love being in Texas, and I'm really excited about being here in Garland in just a little bit over a week, because we're going to be here for Genesis on Sunday, January the 19th. And for the first time ever, it is going to be the Hardys versus the Rascalz.
Hardys versus the Rascalz. You guys brought the cold weather here from North Carolina. It is freezing out here. We're not used to this, Matt. What's going on?
Somebody brought the cold weather to North Carolina too. Usually it's a little more mild. Yeah. You know, we're having that cold front for sure.
Yes, sir. First things first. You guys look great. You guys look healthy, happy. What is it about TNA that seems to bring that energy back to you guys?
I've just been so happy and satisfied with the way TNA has used us creatively, because I feel like TNA has put myself and Jeff in positions to succeed. You know, in a lot of ways, we are kind of in the category of legends or icons, which is weird. It's kind of weird because at our hearts, we're still like that 16 and 18-year-old kid who's just trying to break into wrestling, who's done their first WWF match, right? We love this. We're passionate about it. But I feel like at TNA, they realize we have this, we're a legacy act, and we're very popular. And if you put us in situations to succeed, we'll draw money, and we'll sell tickets, and we'll put more eyeballs on the product. And they have done that perfectly, and we're very happy to be utilized like that.
Yeah, and it feels so good to shine again as champions in the world of pro wrestling.
Yeah, so you guys being back at the top of the mountain after all these years. A couple of years ago, people were saying the Hardys are done, the Hardys yada yada. Mm-hmm. You know, how does it feel to be back at the top of the mountain and doing it together?
It feels great, and once again, I think something that is not something that is something I use as like negative incentive to do something. But like you said, a couple years ago, some people said, oh, well, it looks like the Hardys are coming to the end. They're to the end of their career, whatever. It looks like they're said and done. You know, once we were put in a better position and able to play our own music, we succeeded. And we were obviously very motivated to do that. We were just looking for the correct opportunity, and we got it here, Total Nonstop Action.
Yeah, and TNA is really, honestly, man, with me and my personal issues outside of the ring, man, TNA has been there for me, man. They employed me when my first big run-in with the law came into play, and that was amazing. They kind of saved me then, and hopefully I'm kind of helping, you know, build them, along with rebuilding my career for the last time, to help build TNA up to its fullest potential.
And I think what you were saying about how does it feel to work together, I mean, our initial dream was to be a tag team, and our initial dream was to be the WWF or the World Tag Team Champions one time. Obviously, we exceeded that greatly. You know, we've been 13-time World Tag Team Champions in, you know, WWE, WCW, Ring of Honor, TNA. So we have done all that. We've accomplished that. And I feel like towards the end of our career, teaming and doing what we did initially in the beginning feels very special, and we both love it.
For sure. Now, you guys have been through the ups and downs. You've been in and out of TNA. You've seen the best. You've seen the worst. What are your thoughts on the resurgence of the TNA's popularity right now?
Man, Joe Hendry is, oh my God, the shining star over everybody. Just the first time I saw him, I think, is when he did he did a spoof of some song, and it was towards First Class or something. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I hadn't watched TNA in so long, but then I tuned in and saw that, and I was like, wow, this is crazy cool. I'd love to work with this guy someday. And here we are, that we had a 6-man tag with him and got to do his entrance with him, and he is such a genius when it comes to social media and how to use it. So yeah, it's, oh my God, the future is so bright for Joe Hendry.
I think he hit, can you please get fired?
That was it.
'Cause it's happened once before.
There you go, man. So shout out to Joe Hendry. Now, Before we get into your match, let's stay on Joe Hendry. He has a title match in the main event versus Nick Nemeth. This is a rematch. Joe has been that popular guy, like you said, but hasn't gotten over the hump. What are your guys' predictions for his title match coming up?
I think Genesis is Joe's night, man. I think it's going to happen, and he's so deserving of it. And I'm super excited that I'm going to be there to witness it.
I'm a huge fan of Nick Nemeth. You know, I think as Dolph Ziggler, he was the greatest. He took the best side effect of anybody I was ever in the ring with. He would take it and go on his head and spin upside down. But I do think he's had a great run as champion, but I think it is Joe Hendry's time. And I think Joe Hendry is a guy who's just really finding his way and becoming viral, obviously, as he has during all 2024. And I think he is that new, fresh face that you want to build TNA around. So I am saying it's his night because he has the momentum behind him.
There you go. Speaking of fresh faces, we have a fresh matchup with you guys. You guys are defending your TNA Tag Team Championships against the Rascalz. Once again, TNA Genesis, January 19th, Garland, Texas. You can get it on pay-per-view. If you're in the DFW area, you can also get tickets starting at just $25. There's not a bad seat in a building. So make sure you go do that. You guys have a match with the Rascalz. I believe this is first time ever match, correct?
It is. And you're right. It's a great venue. There is no bad seats. It's a great wrestling venue.
Yes, not a bad seat at all. So what are your thoughts going into that match? What are your, I don't want you guys to give you scouting points, but what are you looking for in this match?
I can't lie, man. I've been studying some Rascal matches, and man, it can be intimidating if you let it. They are fast, and they are tremendously talented in the world of professional wrestling. They're faster, but I don't think they're stronger, and I don't think they're smarter. So I think our chances look very well. But I'm going to keep watching matches up until January 19th.
You know, we know, and we're obviously very experienced in this field because there were bigger guys we would face, and we would be doing all the, sticking and moving and flipping and flopping and trying to avoid the guys, and eventually we would get caught and usually get ourselves in trouble. So we know those points when you can catch the guys, and that's what's going to be very important between us and the Rascalz. We're going to use our experience to shut them down because they're going to be going for these combo after combo after combo after combo. And he's been watching, I've been watching, we've been scouting. And when they start trying to hit those combos and wear us down, we're going to shut them down, shut them down. We're going to get to it.
Now, let's go back to the resurgence of TNA. I've heard plenty of legends, Nick Nemeth being one, Bully Ray was another. These guys said that they've been in every locker room there is, but it's something about this TNA locker room right now that's the greatest locker room ever. What is it about this locker room that just makes it stands out compared to all of the great locker rooms that you guys have been in?
I mean, I really feel like everybody in the locker room is working for the greater good of just making TNA bigger and better and bringing TNA back to a prominent spot. In the wrestling food chain, so to say, because there's not egos, there's not politics. It really is a group effort, and it feels like that. And maybe part of that is because, TNA has had to dig, scratch, and claw and dig, to build back up to where it is right now. And I think just everybody's motivated to make it grow and be bigger and be better.
Yeah, this time when I returned to TNA, first of all, I had no idea Matt was going to TNA. I got up in the morning, worked out. By the time I came back upstairs, my wife said, "Did you know Matt was going back to TNA?" I said, "No, I had no idea." And then I watched the footage. Oh, my God, that's crazy cool. And my first initial thought was like, oh, man, maybe I just need to stick around with AEW because my nose had been broke, so my contract was a little extended for the healing time. But then I was like, what am I? I had some amazing memories and moments in TNA my last run, and a lot of cool stuff happened. So I think it was meant to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Matt's exactly where he's supposed to be. And it all worked out just fine. But yeah, thinking about the Rascalz, they better be careful or they might, get deleted.
Here we go, deleted. Now I'm kind of put you on the spot to see if you guys can, off the top of your head, come up with 3 of your top TNA moments each.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay. I will say number 1 for me was the final deletion, because I think that Jeff and I, we really brought the cinematic match back, and that started becoming prevalent. And who could have ever predicted we were going to hit a pandemic, and that would kind of save a lot of the company's asses throughout the pandemic by doing that. WWE was doing stuff, AEW was doing stuff. Two, I think when Broken Matt and Brother Nero got back on the same page and stopped feuding with one another and won the TNA tag titles at Bound for Glory 2016. That was a very big moment. I love that. When I won the world title and my brother was the ref, and in the very end there was a celebration with myself as the champion and my brother and my wife. My newborn baby is Maxwell, the first kid I've had, and our dad was there, which was real important to us, and we got to all be in the ring and soak that in at Bound for Glory 2015. I think those are my three most favorite moments.
Yeah, and I'll go with the final deletion. That was just so special. It was just 6 human beings out there throughout one night running around with 300 foot of drop cord trying to get these shots in before the sun came up, and it all ended up working out after a lot of hard work. But then I'm going to have to say Bobby Lashley and I had a match in New York, I believe, and I hadn't been using the steps or improvising with the steps much at all, but just that night I was like, what if I miss a swanton on the steps? Like if he moves and I hit the steps, and it was just so beautiful, and it bent the stairs, and I was, oh my God! So naturally, I used them again. But that's probably one of the big moments. Also, with James Storm hit me with a cowbell. I was on top of a cage and nut shot myself on the door. Then he hit me with a cow or something, and I took a bump on the stairs to the floor. Those 2 bumps are right there at number 2, but number 1 would have to be the swanton to Kurt Angle off a cage. That's the one and only time I've ever hit a swanton off a steel cage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's news. I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah.
you had at least 6 of them.
So scary. No, all the others I missed.
I also got to say an honorable mention. I would imagine Jeff would probably feel the same. Was Bound for Glory 2024, which was a Full Metal Mayhem reimagined. You know, where he did all the artwork. That was really special because people wanted to see the Hardy Boys succeed. It's like the original traditional Hardy Boys, and that's how we did, and we won that match in the match that we put on the map, right? The TLC Full Metal Mayhem match.
Yeah, and that was so much work, and that was my idea, and Tommy Dreamer liked it, and it ended up working. But I had all this work to do: the tables, the chairs, the canvas was such a challenge. And even I was like, after I finished it all and the match was over, it felt so good, you know. I was like, oh my God! But I was saying I never want to do that again. But a little time went by, and now here I'm going, I think I might want to do that again, and it can be better. It can be better. The artwork can be better, but it'll have to be in a singles match to where this time I can come out to my original theme at TNA called Modest. I can actually sing the song on the way to the ring and then have the Full Metal Mayhem match reimagined, maybe me and Moose or something. Have a killer match, and the face paint will be there. Then everything will kind of be combined to make the perfect moment for Jeff Hardy one evening in TNA.
How long did it take you to do all that with the ladders, the ring? How long did that take?
Oh man, it was two TVs. I pretty much painted all evening and had to wrestle as well. But then that canvas, man, took so long at home. I had to hang it up at Tobacco Barns. I painted at home, and it was a lot. I thought it was going to be easier, but it was tough, man. But here I am going, I want to do that again sometime. I love pro wrestling. I love the craft, and I'm so glad that I'm still so passionate about it.
Now, Matt, I don't know. Are you a painter as well, or anything like that?
I am not the painter that Jeff is. I do a little basic painting, but Jeff, when it comes to art and it comes to painting, he is magical. He has his own style. It really stands out. I mean, he'll do sketches, you know, on canvases and sell them. I mean, he's truly an incredible artist when it comes to that. So, no, I don't know if that's necessarily my specialty. I feel like I'm more of a historian. I have a podcast myself, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy. So I feel like I'm pretty good at recalling stories. And, like, people ask why I think this is happening in business, or why was this good, or why was this bad. And I feel like I'm more of an architect, and I kind of break things down and either tell stories or revisit stories or kind of, like, give my opinions of why things are happening in a certain way.
And out of all the pro wrestlers in this world on planet Earth, I might have the coolest autograph, man, because it's became more of a symbol. It's like a piece of artwork. So now I do these little 12 by 12 paintings to sell at Comic-Cons and stuff, and my autograph is in there, but then all these other images, a lot of times just a lot of faces. But I still get so much joy out of that, just like I did in elementary school.
I've actually recoined that, an artograph, you know?
Yes.
Because it really is. It's more than just an autograph. It's art and an autograph combined.
I like it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, outside of defending those titles, January 19th, TNA Genesis, Don't forget, you can order it on pay-per-view, 7 p.m. Dallas, Texas area. If you're in Dallas, get your tickets now. You can go to TNA.com. You can also go to ticket.curtiscaldwellcenter.com as well to get tickets if you're in the DFW area.
And grab them fast because TNA is selling out nowadays too. Like the last 6-7 months, we've sold out almost everything.
Selling out very fast, and let's kind of stick to that. So, 2-part question here. 2025, big year ahead. What do you guys see yourselves doing outside of, once again, defending your titles, if there's anything else? And then TNA, what would you like to see more of as far as TNA growth?
As far as TNA growth, I'm very happy they are exploring into these bigger venues. We're doing a venue in LA that is very big, and we're going to work very hard to sell that out. We're doing New York, and it's a massive venue. We're going to be heading up there in a little bit and doing some media for it as well. But we want to make those shows successes, and I think our current roster can do it. And I think the biggest thing I would love for TNA to succeed on is being able to find a bigger platform as far as their media rights. Because I feel like if they were on a channel that was in more homes, or if they were on a streaming network where more people had access to it more easily, the product is great. The product is great. They're telling great stories. The in-ring action is great, and it's just been a fabulous show from top to bottom. I just think we need a bigger platform. And I know they are actively working on enlisting that. And in Canada, we just got the biggest platform in Canada, which is cool. Once WWE left, TNA got it before AEW got it, which is very cool. So yay for us in Canada. We want to do that same thing here in the USA.
And me, for sure, this is where I know that I've improved as a singer. The first 3 or 4 entrance themes for TNA, I'm going to re-record those with my guy in Nashville who did the music for me, and it's going to sound so much better. But I seriously want to incorporate me singing on the way to the ring, kind of like my boy R-Truth used to do, with the What's Up. And so singing on the way to the ring with the face paint and the wrestling, it'll all kind of be one.
Shout out Ron Killings. You were my favorite wrestler growing up.
R-Truth is one of the GOATs, ladies and gentlemen. That
and
is
Little
true.
Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. They can't forget Little Jimmy. Little Jimmy. So I only have a couple of minutes left with you guys. So I don't even know where I want to start. We play this game called Choosing on my platform. It is basically this or that. I give you a scenario. You can plead the fifth. It could be anything: food, music, related, wrestling, anything like that. And you just choose. I give you 2 scenarios. You choose.
So you
Simple
can
as
get
that.
with this, or you can get with that.
Basically.
You can get with this, or you can get with that.
That is it.
Gotcha.
Now, since you brought up music, let's start with music. Or you guys, Prince or MJ?
Prince. God, I got to go with Prince.
I would probably say Prince as well. Yeah.
Really? What?
Yeah, I like both.
I
Big
do
fan
too,
of both,
yeah.
but I would probably say Prince. Prince was just so unique, and just even 1999, the song that was in the original Batman movie. Remember that? He had it on the soundtrack.
So,
I mean, there was so much great stuff he had.
and he did everything himself. Every single aspect of the song. But my main reason is when he became the symbol. That's when I said, in TNA, I was like, oh my God, I gotta design me a symbol that I can become.
That was some.
So
that was some wild shit.
That's
man.
where the TNA Jeff Hardy Enigma symbol came from. That was
there was no
my
pronunciation to it. He just draw.
I thought
that
this
was
is
so
who I am,
cool.
That's
and
it.
that was done so intentional.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's a legendary symbol, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, for sure.
Legendary symbol, by the way. So, Jeff, this one is from the community. Or which one relaxes you more, music or painting?
Probably, gosh, that's tough. It depends on when I really get into a painting, man. It's super mellow and relaxing and can be so time consuming. But probably the music. I'm big into meditation now, and I like some music helps me just get outside of earth, from time to time. Just it takes me to a different place to forget all the, the worries and fears of human existence. So yeah, it's probably music.
Now, Matt, this one is from the community as well. Which of your 4 children can give you the best elbow drop right now?
I would say that would be Barty Hardy, which is my youngest boy.
Really?
Which he is going to be a bulldozer, because when his older brothers, when Maxwell, who played a big prominent role during the whole Broken Universe stuff as a baby, but Maxwell and Woofy, when he was younger as a baby, they were like playing together because they're both older than he is, obviously. And they're like, "No, you're a baby. You're too little to play with us." And he's like, "No, I'm not." He would try and fight him. So that young brother, a lot of times ends up being the toughest one. So he is built. He's going to be demolisher. He's going to be hard to stop, and he loves some wrestling, and he's tough. He's tough as he can be because he's the baby. He had to fight for everything he had, and he's not afraid to come drop an elbow on me or punch me or kick me. He's lethal.
You know what? I believe that. I have 2 of my own, and the youngest is the one.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. The youngest is the one.
Yep.
So I fully believe that now that I'm thinking about it. Now, when you guys are on the road and it's time to get something to eat, are you guys more of a fast food, keep it going, or do you guys like to find somewhere ducked off and dine in?
I'm big into like healthy eating these days, so definitely, man. I think I could eat Outback ahi tuna every day. I'm pretty sure I could do that because I'm big on like going to sleep on empty stomachs today. In this position of my life. But yeah, definitely would go for the healthy, lighter types of food.
Yeah, I would definitely sit down and eat healthier as well. That's what I do. I'm not a huge fast food guy nowadays.
Okay, now let's get to wrestling real quick. TNA, you guys have both been there, in and out since 2002. When did you debut, Jeff? Was it 2000?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
With AJ, right?
Yeah, with AJ. Yeah, I think it was 02.
And then you debuted in 2011 with RVD.
Yes.
So
Wow.
let me ask you guys this: the 6-sided ring or the 4-sided ring?
The 4-sided ring.
I heard the 6 hurts. Is that? I heard it's real like stiff on.
Well, I mean, just because the ropes are shorter, they're tighter, but also I think sometimes it's easy to confuse stuff when you're throwing someone to the ropes. You're not sure where you're going. It's a little more tricky. And I do like how the 6-sided ring was a cool identity for TNA.
Right.
But if you are working a match, it is much easier within the 4-sided ring than the 6-sided ring.
Yeah, I still to this day remember this so vividly. When I went there to Nashville to work AJ that night, when I first showed up in TNA, I went out there with Jeff Jarrett to look through the curtain and look at that out there at that 6-sided ring. He said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Man, it looks like the future." I was like, but I mean, I guess they've used those rings in Mexico a lot before and stuff. But I definitely prefer the 4-sided ring. But I do joke with my daughters, if they ever want to get into wrestling, I'm just going to get a specially made custom ring, and it's going to be a rectangle. I just joke with them, more like a stage. And they're no, Dad, we got to get a normal ring.
And I have just maybe 2 more for you guys. Which one would you rather? Okay, let me change that. Which one hurts the worst, a kendo stick shot or going through a table that doesn't break?
Going through a table that doesn't break.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Stiff.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to take it to country. This is from the community. This is why I'm asking this one. Toby Keith or Jelly Roll?
Jelly roll, I'd say.
Oh man, I can't. Toby Keith. Man, I got it. Old school, just vibing. Oh yeah, Toby Keith's the guy.
Okay, so we got one for Jelly Roll community, and we have one for Toby Keith. So
there you have it. Split decision.
There you go. So everybody wins in that one. So don't come for my neck when this is posted on YouTube, okay? And thank you guys once again. TNA Genesis, January 19th, Dallas, Texas. TNA.com to get tickets. tickets.curtiscaldwellcenter.com. You get tickets there as well. TNA Plus, make sure you on that as well. Keep up with these guys. TNA is doing a great thing. The Hardys are doing a great thing. The company is resurging and getting back to where they just selling out arenas and everything. It is great. If you haven't seen it, please tune in. Get on YouTube. Check these guys out. They are doing great work. It is an absolute honor once again to have you guys here. I grew up watching you guys. My boys watch you guys now. They're going to freak out when they see this.
All right.
They're going to freak out when they see this. So
I love to hear it.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much.
I got to say this one time. I said it earlier, and it was pretty lame, but January 19th, 2025, if those Rascalz get too crazy, they're going to get deleted. That was a little better.
And we had some big matches. You got a title match, World Tag Titles. Hardys versus the Rascalz. You have Moose defending the X Division title versus Ace Austin. And we also have Nick Nemeth, the World Heavyweight Champion, defending the title against Joe Hendry.
Wow, there you go. It is a loaded card. Again, if you haven't been keeping up, go to YouTube right now. Go to TNA Plus right now. Keep up with these guys, catch up with the stories and everything that's going on, because TNA is doing major things. 2024 was a historic year for these guys, and 2025 is only going to get better for these guys. So once again, thank you guys for joining, and I hope you successfully win and defend your titles January 19th.
That's the plan.
I can't be biased. I'm trying not to be biased, but I can't help it now. So
all right,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Your secret's safe with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete that part. So thank you guys.
Thank you, brother.